Caverns Gen Con! Woo! Sounds like you guys are excited. Are you guys excited?
Yeah.
Do we know why we're here? I mean, I guess it's a trick question, right?
Yeah.
So guess what? We're Dwarven Forge. I'm Nate Taylor, creative director at Dwarven Forge. We're doing a Kickstarter right now, and this is the epic final encounter of that Kickstarter. It's called Caverns Deep, but we leave the caverns and enter into Dread Hollow Forest. This is, I know it's spooky. Add some VO sound effects, okay? Make me sound cool. Yes. So this is the world premiere of what you're about to see here. Only like, what, 11 people have seen this outside of all of you who are about to embark on this crazy journey. This is like, I don't know, we've been working on this since August. I mean, the Caverns and this. So it's, you know, almost a year's worth of creative work by a staggering group of very talented artists. We'll give a long list of thank yous at the end. It's also a little disclaimer. It's still a prototype. There's a few bits that are rough around the edges. So, you know, by the time we get all said and done, it'll be... We might have been painting till, what, 1 in the morning? Like, you know, some of the paint's still a little wet. We're like working it out, but we're gonna test drive it, see if anybody here might break anything. You know, we can see what.
Look at me.
Oh, was that you? I meant to look at Peter. Right, sorry.
Yeah.
Don't hurt me with that axe.
My reputation precedes
He's
me.
got a real axe up here. It's really. It's
only
made of.
axe.
It's made of steel. It's made of steel. Right. So. Don't break anything. It's they're prototypes. They're the only ones we have. We'll just say.
Don't roll high.
All right, we'll just slide over here. So anyway, we're going to embark in some crazy prototype excitement. Thank you for joining us for this world premiere. And guess what? If you like what you see, you can buy it. You can go to Kickstarter and you can buy this stuff. You can have crazy adventures on your table, with your friends, with your kids, whatever. I play with my 6-year-old. Grayson's probably watching right now. Hey, Grayson. Right? I don't know if Hawkins watching. He's 2. He doesn't really get it all. But he knows I like to wear armor. But
That's cool.
And Talia's watching. They're all watching. So anyway, you can get this stuff if you want to go immersive with your friends, or you just want to build stuff in your basement or out in your front yard or whatever. I don't know. Or you want to be like Matt and build some ridiculousness and whatever.
Mercer's out in his front yard again. Let the dog
He's just sitting there with his toys.
Hey man, it's Dwarven Forge is my adult Legos. I'm just saying.
I mean, we're all 14-year-olds.
Exactly.
All right, well, let's do some D&D, right?
Yeah.
All right, how does this work? So, woo! D&D! 5th edition! What? Sorry, it's not. I know you're like... This is blasphemy around the Dwarven Forge offices. 1st edition or death. Anyway. All right, so here we are. Because we got 2 hours, right? Clock is ticking. Let's do this. We're in the world of Mithras, which is the world from the fertile mind of this lunatic over here. King Melangrance of Valoria is in a very, very sad state. He's summoned forth 6 great heroes. Actually, I don't know if you guys are heroes or not, but whatever. He summoned you guys. So he's like, I randomly picked 6 murder hobos off the street and brought them to my court. And because he's bad news. I'm scared of your character, let's be honest. So he's desperate, right? It is a very dismal time for his court because the unthinkable has happened. His court gesture. Gesture? His court gesture, it's this like thing again.
It's more of a maneuver.
It is, his court maneuver. His court jester has been kidnapped. The most famous entertainer in all the land, known only as Mercer the Magnificent. Has been, I know, right? What are they? Why are they clapping? No, it's just a random name. It's just like just a random jester, right? He's like, this jester, right? He's the power of enthrallment. He can ensorcell all of the court. Just with him gone, there's no happiness. The ladies have no one to go woo when the hair flies and like they're just like, it is a terrible, terrible time.
We've got to get him back.
Seriously, the world is a dismal place. All of Valoria is. What are they gonna do? So they've summoned 6 You guys, whatever you are. Like, listen, times are terrible. You need to help us out here. Luckily, the court soothsayers have located the lost jester, and he's in a cave. No problem, right? A little, right? No biggie. It's just probably a quiet little cave in there. So he's in a cave deep in the edge of where the old forest meets the forest of thorns, right? South of Valoria, a terrible area known as, anybody guess? Yes, Dread Hollow! Sounds like a great place to go, right? So, sure enough, so you guys like saddle up your pack beasts or whatnot, and you head on out. You travel south through the forest. Wonderfully uneventful trip because we got like 2 hours to go. And then after, you find the cave that the soothsayers have sent you to. They could have just like gated you there, but whatever. They made you walk or ride or whatever. So you get to the cave, get in there, and it's empty, save a bunch of fresh bones. This doesn't bode well. How about some sound effects? Wait, in the back, someone.
I would like to smell the bones. To see if it's this jester.
Well, you're not quite sure. Actually, the jester's scent is very distinct, isn't it?
I am a
What does
shifter.
the jester smell like?
Yes,
What is
tell
this?
us.
What is
He smells of cotton candy.
Yeah.
And
Well, I don't know what cotton
happiness.
candy is. We're in the
Head and
Mithras.
Acceptable.
Happy pastries that the children
Well,
find
the-
delightful.
Sandalwood and dreams.
So there's good news. There's good news and there's bad news.
Sit next to him, so.
The good news is they smell delicious, right? She's kind of a cannibal. I don't know if you guys knew this. Oh wait a second. Who are you guys? Let's tell people who you are. Who wants to start? Why don't you start? Who are you? What's going on here?
I am Salome. I am the barbarian queen of the jungle. I'm a shifter barbarian, as I have already said. I believe that if I eat my enemies, I will devour their energy and spirits.
True fact.
And my mother was the queen, and I devoured her, and I wear my mother's muzzle around my neck, and it's actually like this big. And it has her claw coming out of the mouth, and it's just like this skull situation represented by this very tiny trinket.
And this is
How very Flavor Flav of you.
those of
pretty
you who
intense.
watched the Origins a reveal for the first several encounters of Caverns Deep may remember her from said adventure.
So it makes sense
You
that
on
I
the
would
rip
smell
skis
it.
right to the Lizard Queen off
Yeah,
the
man.
Stairway to Violence and gave her some.
It was very exciting.
It's good for me. Who are you?
Oh,
Brave sir, madam.
well, it's Madam or Miss. My name is Jane Merriweather.
You're so polite.
I'm a young woman, a bit of an albino, and my family is in textiles. And I do have some ability with healing people, if necessary. And that's all there is to know about me.
An open book. Very open. Great. Simple, straightforward. I like it. What about you, sir? Not Mercer.
I am Oberyn the Polished, a brass-scaled, dragonborn paladin of the Dawnfather Pelor, here to bring redemption to those who need it, whether by word or by force.
Let's see those polished dragonborn teeth.
Yes.
Ting! Those are the sound effects we were looking for. And who's in this corner over here?
Well, Stefano told me I was going to play a cleric, but this looks more like a wizard.
Aren't they
So-
the same thing? Wait,
Yeah. So,
Aren't you a wizard of the coast or
so,
something?
so I think so. Is Thurman the Sermon? He
was a wizard.
tried. I think he got kicked out of the church.
What was he doing?
Pelor he worships Pelor, who's lawful good, but I'm really more of an anarchist.
Oh, we'll get along
And
fine.
so I'm still on some level trying to be a cleric.
Aren't we all?
A priest. Who's your god?
We don't want to talk about him.
It.
Okay, I'm taking. Okay, we'll be keeping a close eye on that one. He's half elf, but really he just thinks he's an elf. So, yeah.
All right, Thurman.
And he will, he probably prayed for us somewhere. I would have led everybody in morning prayer with the brave assistance of the paladin.
Of course.
Assistance.
Who,
Burn my incense before you.
yes, thank you.
Take it in, take it in.
Thank you. Perfect. A
like
little
cotton
higher,
candy.
please. Yes, thank you. Watch it closely to see who is enthusiastic about morning prayer and who might be running late, taking notes.
And who's this little lad over here?
Oh, me?
I didn't see you there.
Oh, well. No,
That's for you.
I'm playing Half-Mat Arson, or Arson for short. He looks like a human, but
Ooh, can we get a close-up
I've got
on
key
this
art.
visual
Yeah,
aid?
anyone?
Super hot.
He spends some time in the gym.
What's he bench? What's he?
So, what does he bench? About 350. No, he around puberty he started like growing small red scales and found that he had control over fire, and he was employed as an enforcer by mobsters. They would use him to, if you don't pay us, he's going to burn your little establishment to the ground. He doesn't know who his father or his mother was, and he's got some attitude problems as a result.
It's okay. At that age, we all go through some changes.
Yeah. It's okay, son.
Not big on morning prayers.
Salome is both very excited and very afraid of your fire.
And is there anybody else left? Who do we have over here?
Dwarven the Stoya. I am a gnome from Ern. All the way down from Ern, I come in my silver submarine to
Give us some wood.
to smash a very dangerous fighter. No,
how
I'm 2
tall?
feet tall. But I carry big hammer.
You're gonna boing the hammer down.
No, I bring the hammer up. Bring the hammer up.
During the morning sermon, I give him like shoulder piggyback rides as I
You
run
did
to
that in-
exercise.
Anybody who
We
saw the
are
Origins live
friends.
stream, these two were they were fast
yeah.
friends and had some crazy combo nonsense.
Ah.
Combo nonsense.
Smash.
All right, so this intrepid band you're in the cave, you're smelling some bones. So the good news is the bones smell delicious to you, the cannibal lady. The bad news is, or maybe it's good news, they don't smell like Mercer the Magnificent.
Oh, then I just gnaw on it. I'm like, he's not here.
But as you're crouching over the bones, you see there's a passage out the other side of the cave, and a chill Arctic wind. A chill Arctic wind blows through the passage. A tunnel looms before you. What do you do? This is where we play D&D.
Pray.
There we go.
He's not here.
Let's investigate.
What's a good order? I say the paladin first.
I was about to say I should go first.
Be
Stay
my
behind me,
guest.
friends. And I will use my divine sense to see if there's any sort of fiends or undead that may be beyond the boundaries of this cavern.
Pretty quiet, pretty quiet.
We're good. The passageway is safe. Follow me. And I walk in with a smile.
It brightens. Your light source is your smile. 30-foot light is just polished out.
60 minutes every morning, polishing every scale.
It's brilliant, literally. So here's this part. We have this terrain here, right? This is gonna be great. So,
Terrain.
yeah, I don't know if we make. Wait, it turns out we make these little toys that we can play on. So, oh my God, there's fog in here too.
Is that
So,
Stefano's CPAP?
place your.
I need one of those.
We need minis.
That's all the secrets. All right, place your minis in marching order, and then we will see what happens.
We have
So
minis?
this side of the table forgot our minis.
We need some minis.
Oh right.
I can be it.
We have. What do we have?
could be a dice.
Wait, didn't you showed me yesterday. You had
I
a really-
forgot it in the room. It was really cool because they didn't like me.
All right, Stefano, here's a short. There's
Give me
some
a
short
little-
folk here. You
someone
can choose
little.
one of these short folk.
All right.
There's also this little guy,
This one's
too.
little. This one's
Little dildo.
I'm much more impressive than this, I
That's not
promise.
you.
I-
That's not
you-
you.
The
No,
cleric.
no, she needs. That's not you.
But
Who else
look at all
needs
the bling. There's a
Satine
lot
She
of
needs
bling.
a panther.
I'd probably go right behind you.
A
you know,
savage
just to-
lady. Anybody have a
just to
savage lady miniature?
my hand on your
Just do it.
shoulder.
Yeah, bring it forward.
What? I'll be your shield. At any moment, I can do lay on mage hand.
The critters are bringing the hammer down.
Experience.
Hop on stage. Come up here.
She was pretty awesome. Yesterday, she brought some of us a knit dragon, which
That's
was great
awesome.
because I totally killed her last year.
I love
Oh, that's nice.
it. Yeah, that'll do.
Yes.
Oh my God.
All right, are we good?
you.
Anybody have like a guy that looks like this?
This guy's got a lot of armor.
Slightly flammable Andrew WK.
Pretty big. Oh, that's like a betrayal.
How about what do we have?
It's like a buff dude who looks like he throws
Oh,
fire.
this guy's perfect for you.
That's Mercer the Magnificent.
No, we have something for him too. No, what else we have?
I'll go behind.
Hey, what edition are we playing anyway?
It doesn't matter. We're playing fifth. Fifth edition.
Fifth
I
one.
just don't. Yeah, maybe if somebody has a player's handbook nearby. Should we look up spells or just cast them?
Just make them up.
Just make them up. Okay.
We're easy here.
He's confused
We're
about all the
easy.
spells
You have an
anyway.
encyclopedia. You have a D&D Wikipedia sitting
I
next
can
to
help
you.
you out if need be.
Good. Here we go.
The internet is here.
Okay, you got it?
That's mine.
All right, so let's get in there. Marching order. Let's do this.
He looks
What
like
are we gonna see in the cave? What are we gonna see?
he looks like
I'll give you a
Race
clue. It's a forest.
There's your hot mist in here.
As we're stepping into the extended chamber and we've established the order, I have my great sword brandished in front of me, my
What's its
armor
name?
gleaming.
What's its name? Your sword.
Oh, the sword? The sword would be.
Sonic hair.
Oh, that's so creative.
Gleaming longsword.
Gleaming longsword Sonic hair. Yes, that's exactly what it's called.
Sonicare.
Sonicare,
the artifacts.
the Elvish
Yes,
pronunciation.
it's ancient Elvish, I'm sure. It's
2 apostrophes.
Sonicare.
There you go, yeah.
The Sonic.
Perfect. All right, everybody in there?
Yeah.
Everybody in there? All right. So daylight greets you ahead.
Can't see anything. There's not a
You
mist.
step out following the glowing teeth of the paladin. You step forward into
Trees.
Oh my God, it's so pretty.
There's a few trees. One or two things.
Those
All right.
trees are amazing.
Hey, now's your time to shine. You guys ready to get some close-ups?
You don't
Need
have
some light. We need a
you don't have night vision.
spotlight. No, it turns out it's the day. It's the
Dragonborns
day.
do not have dark vision.
All right, so you step out into a vibrant, beautiful, what looks like was once a beautiful forest, but it's a little wild and overgrown, and it seems like a bunch of the trees have been shattered and are gone off their stumps. A gentle mist fills everything along the ground. And give me a perception check there, Mr. Polished.
Of course. That would be a majestic natural 8. -1. So 7.
See, you step out of the cave. You strike a heroic pose. Something like this?
Yeah. 2-handed sword.
Sonicare aloft. I am here aloft. There's a flash of green light and just jaws right in your face. Woo!
Oh, that's a good sound.
Can I laugh? I would like to.
Wormwood, what? With these die-hard dice, what? Let's do that again. Metal on wood, yes. So I don't know, you take like a bazillion damage. I lost my dice. All right, you take 10 points of damage as out of nowhere, this a massive canine just appears right in front of your face and like rips off some of those golden scales, snarling, ravaging, and it's soiling your scales even. It's a horrendous sight. So suddenly, poof, 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 out of nowhere, these dogs, 4 canines. Yes, do that again. Watch this. You ready? We can't fit in there.
They released the hounds.
Whoa.
They released the hounds.
Removable for getting in there. Special effects. We need a light on this damn thing. Do we have? Is there any way you can get a little house lighting so we can see? Like, boop.
Yeah.
Special effects. Yes. Woo!
It's magic.
It's magic.
Magic.
Oh, look at the rest of the party is way back down the hall. They're not
dancing
nowhere near you.
Like they should be.
Dancing lights. Oh,
I got this, don't worry.
I stay right behind him.
All right. You guys can feel free to
Yeah.
move your minis, interact. Like this is meant to be
Okay,
touched, right?
so what
Like,
I would like to do, then while I see him getting his
Face
scales
ripped off?
ripped
No,
off,
teeth! No, it hurts!
like, oh, we'll never hear the end of this. And I would like to use him as a launch pad and kind of jump over the Dragonborn and like just barrel into one of the.
all right, so
Here,
let's do this thing.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, this guy is the epitome of strength.
I just somehow realized that this is the right thing to do.
Yes. So let's do the old-fashioned way. We'll roll for initiative.
Great.
And what was it? Oh, what these things are. So you're an elf, or at least think you are. Right?
Yeah, I'm an elf.
You recognize these look like blink dogs, which maybe you grew up with or whatever. But these things are massive feral brutes. They are like almost the size of a small angry pony. Do ponies get angry? I don't know.
Like
They
Ghostbusters?
yeah, like those guys bigger, right? If they went to the gym with arsonist over there, arsonist.
Yeah, brought a cougar up to a party on 12.
So these things are just massive, and they're just their eyes are wild and glowing with Feywild energy, and these are not like your standard issue friendly, cuddly blink dogs. You do not want to bring these home to.
Okay, these
Something's awry. These should be like friendly.
These are dangerous.
Thanks for letting me know!
He made his perception check.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get some initiative cooking. What do we got here? Let's do this.
They can teleport. Be careful in the rear.
10.
Right?
All right, check these stat trackers out. My favorite thing in the world. Look at this.
Stat tracker.
Oh, a cheat sheet in here, so I don't need to know anything, just because I don't.
Sweet.
Seriously, you gotta tell me the rules when we get there.
Do you want to roll
What else? Who's
high or low?
got a thing? What's your number? Talk to me.
Have a 6.
Jeez, I rolled a
Oh,
one.
Jay.
Very high 6.
Oh yeah, both the clerks
Very
have
high
6.
All right, who wants to go first?
I've got a 10.
I have a 9.
You guys
Oh my goodness.
We're not rolling good. So.
9, 10, 6. What, Jane and, where's Thurman?
Thurman.
Jane and Thurman, who wants to go first? You guys can wrestle for it or something.
I'm gonna see what he does. She does. Excuse me, Jane. Go ahead,
So
Jane.
Jane's gonna go first? Okay.
I'm gonna let you go first.
What's with these beasts?
I disguise low initiative as liking to see what everybody else does, then pick
What,
up the slack.
I'm gonna wait for it.
Oberyn, the polish, what did you get?
I got a 10.
You get 10. All right, ladies first?
Yes, of
she
course.
was
thank
snappy.
you.
Yeah, she was there on top of it. I was more concerned with my beautiful face.
I got a 6. I got a 6.
Yeah, well, you guys are bringing the
Man.
numbers early this morning. Let's do this. Did anybody get that? You guys got double digits. Okay, at least we're. All right. What were you guys? I already forgot what you guys were. Below a 6 or above a 6?
6.
Wait,
Clark-
a
both-
triple 6?
both the-
666? This isn't a premonition.
This is not a good opening. Oh no. This is gonna go
All right,
great.
wait, Dwavin, Jane, Dwavin, do you want to go before or after Jane and Thurman?
Later.
All right. Nobody wants to get involved. We need to just go back to Valoria.
I'm filled with
Forget this
dread.
gesture. We're
Filled
All
with
right.
dread.
Salome, you ran forth. You leapt off of you got the alley-oop
Yeah.
position.
Yeah.
Springboarded off his gleaming shoulder.
He's on my shoulders, by the way.
Yeah, for sure. How high do you think the ceiling on this?
About 20, 30 feet.
Yeah,
All right, sounds good. Sounds good. We're going. I understand the train looks a little low, but all right, sounds like about just
yeah.
enough.
So I go in.
Like my.
Vault over.
All right, vault over and.
I only have a strength of 9, by the way.
Oh, that's not good. Why am I rolling so bad already? Okay, that is a 17 to hit.
Woo! Bring it. And what are you?
That'll do.
Are you just
Okay.
raw claw?
Yeah,
What
I'm
do you-
just.
She's She doesn't care.
No.
She's like
It's only 4 damage, but it's a very exciting 4 damage.
flashy, right?
Yeah.
Flashy.
And
All
I
right,
got
so you-
this guy on my shoulder.
So you
I'm trying to hold on. I'm like,
All right. So you have claws, right? You're a shifter. You're in crazy. What do you're all bestially, right? So you swing down beast on beast, right? You swipe down. You're swiping right for his jugular from behind, and poof, there's like this flash of energy, and it sees you come in and disappears for a second.
And then I get really mad, so I bonus rage.
Reroll your attack.
Okay.
And see if you can.
That's a 22.
Oh! Not a nat.
No, it's natural 16.
Natural 22. Wait.
So you. All natural.
These
All right,
dice
so,
go to 22.
You see its bestiality. You raise it one. Boom. You slash it. Poofs out. You sense where it's gonna go. And slash. You get it again on the way across. Yes. Blood trickles out. 4 points of damage. It's like. In fact, oh look whose turn it is. Feral blink dogs. How convenient. They turn the pack. Oh,
They're really
that's a shame. There's 2 of them right on you.
the hounds.
You realize as they lunge on you, they're using some sort of pack tactics. So they're coming at you from all sides. They seem to be skilled at hunting as a group.
I've been waiting for
They're
this kind
smart.
of fight.
They're
Oh,
clever.
they're coming from all sides. And they are
Clever doggies.
So they. All right, one lashes. 12 and one lashes onto your leg, shredding you for 13 points of piercing damage.
Whoa.
The other one, while you're trying to get it off your leg, the other one leaps up and goes for your jugular. And hits you for 20 points of damage. So these things
I have
are-
resistance. I'm raging.
Whoa.
Its jaws clamp down like a vice, and it's locked on in there, and you're doing everything you can to keep your lifeblood from just spilling straight down its throat. This thing, you are no stranger to savage beasts. This thing is all caps savage beast.
Oh,
Just throwing it.
man. So that's what, is it high, up, or down for resistance?
Down.
It's down.
Down.
Rounded down unless specialized. Yes.
See, Wikipedia.
Okay.
I'm here to be
Damn
helpful.
you.
That's like,
Let's see.
a lot of
Bestingever.com.
Need a medic.
Yeah. Oh, and then the other one, so this
We'll
guy,
see.
over here, there's a fuju. Fuju.
Oh, I don't like
Thing.
that.
Yeah, there's. Oh, wait, give me the sound. Give me the sound, man. What does it do? Yes. So the blink dog disappears from there. Appears right behind our friend Thurman, who's about to give a sermon.
Yep.
Luckily, it has none of his compatriots. Oh, it hits the heck out of you.
Me?
Thurman, no!
All right, grabs you right in the.
Right in the what?
16 points. Right in the side. It rends open your. It rends open your side. It's trying to burrow in for your intestines to like pull those things out. It's going right for the viscera.
Okay.
Friendly little things, aren't they?
Yeah. Wait, how much damage was it then?
It was, what did I say? 16 points. of
16.
piercing?
Okay, thank you.
Sounds good to me.
Thank you.
All right. Sounds
Ouch.
good. He says no more.
These do a lot of damage.
Oberyn, let's do this. This is your zone.
This is
You're-
serious.
All around you, there's screams, there's blood. What do you do?
Which is the one that bit the scales off my face?
It's definitely the one that slashed around her neck. Perhaps that's the alpha. Just throwing it out there.
Alpha, time to turn you into the Omega! I'm gonna go my first.
See what he did there? You gotta get in at 4 in the morning to get the like.
Exactly. That's an 18 to hit on the first attack.
All right.
However,
However, as you swing, you have a dead shot on the alpha. It dissipates.
I stopped the blade right before your neck.
Sorry!
Give me re-roll your attack.
That's going to be a 15.
Ha! Your alpha has nothing on you. Redirect you. It appears now it's delatched from you. Appears right there. You catch it in midair as it's teleporting. Skewer right in the belly. Give me some love.
Dawn Father, grant me retribution!
And with that, I'm going to Divine Smite as well.
Yeah, bring in the verse.
Kill it!
What color is it?
Kill it!
So for this one, as a brass dragon, it has like a glowing orange, yellowish tint, almost like a morning dawn as the sun just crests over the mountain, flashing out of the sword as it strikes the side of its hide. That's going to be an additional
You're gonna go far, son.
Thank you, Father.
17 points of damage.
Woo! All right, you slash through the alpha's flank. Fur is flaming with your divine retribution. It turns its eyes wild. It locks eyes with you.
Give me back my scale.
I'm going to swing the second strike towards it to finish off.
You see that scale is hanging from its mouth, and some flesh from her neck, some furry flesh on the other side. The thing is like, it's bedazzling its mouth with your guys' body parts.
I hate that infomercial.
It's a natural 20.
Woo!
Smite that.
I think you missed. Totally missed.
I'm going to go ahead and divine smite on that as well.
Yeah, you
because
are.
that's what 20s are for as a paladin. Alrighty.
What do we got? What do we got?
Are they fiend?
Ooh.
No, undead. No.
Okay, that's going to be
This is a lot of math for the morning.
39 points of damage.
Somebody keep a tally. See who can top that one.
It's not 315 in a single round. But,
I'm clenching my
He hasn't gone yet.
You're doing good, son. Keep going.
I got you. Just hold it in. Hold it in.
Hold it in.
You bring Sonakari down in a huge, beautiful arc.
Yes.
Your orange divine light arcing through the thing. Yes! Bring it down. You shatter. You hear a cracking as its spine is shattering. Its side ruptures out. Its intestines are spilling out, and it turns and whirls and just locks eyes at you, and it's in a mad rage. It doesn't even care that it's like spilling out. It doesn't need a spleen. It still wants to kill you.
All right.
Blood everywhere.
I take
dripping
one hand,
down your sword.
I take one hand off the sword and just go, bring it.
Woo!
That's my turn.
All right. Hey, that was okay. Arson.
Okay.
What do you got? Whoa! Don't hit. Touch it, play with it.
Just gonna move my mini.
Don't break anything. Flipping furniture.
Okay, I'm going to move up. Is there a way that I can get up with, like, right over to, like, this edge so that I could see this dog and that one?
Hells yeah, you can.
Okay, great.
I mean, if you can see him, you can see him. I can see him.
Then I'm going to...
Terrain. It's all there. It's like, you know. For only like $1 bazillion, it could be yours.
You take. I'll pay. I'll buy it right now.
That's a fancy looking
I will take this whole thing home with me.
Nina, run this. We got our iPad. Run this thing. Quick.
All right. Okay. We'll talk after. All right. Great. I'm going to use a sorcery point to twin my firebolts and shoot at 2 of them.
Showing off.
Okay, that's not good on one of them.
So bad.
That's a bad one.
Is that a nat?
That might be a danger to one of my friends.
Who's between? Oh, father.
Yeah.
You thought that.
It's okay. If I make it to initiative, I'm gonna do something.
That's our friend.
Nothing against the church.
Yeah.
Didn't you burn down a church once?
He's burnt down everything.
Yeah.
To be fair, the other one is a 17.
Okay. Yeah, we can work with that.
Okay.
All right. So let's talk about the 17. Which guy was it? That was the one that. Oh, that's the alpha. Okay, so the alpha is already reacted with teleportation. It doesn't see this firebolt coming. Yeah. Bring the flame. Bring the pain. And then we'll talk about some other pain over here in a second.
That is going to be 10 points of fire damage. Woo! I'm rolling low this morning, so everybody.
We gotta wake it up. We need some caffeine.
Yeah.
All right, you.
Pour some in there.
Your first firebolt twists right past Father's head, arcing right into the back of the apple. Its tail bursts into flames. It doesn't even seem to notice its locked eyes with this. Now its rump is on fire. It's crashing around. Its vision flying out. It's about to get crazy. Meanwhile, your other bolt. Let's roll some damage on that one.
Okay.
Maybe let's see a chance to roll high.
Not that much higher. I'm rolling low here. That's 11.
All right. So you that fire just zips past your head. You turn around, the dog's running, and you look up, and a face full of fire, 11 points of damage.
In your world, you actually have to die to achieve martyrdom.
Yeah. You're halfway there. You're halfway there.
The good news is, as a half-elf, you won't have to shave today. Just burnt the 5 o'clock shadow right off your
Laser
face.
treatment.
It did.
A few other.
And your eyebrows.
Yeah, he didn't need those. They're optional.
No charge.
Fastest Brazilian ever.
Speaking of Brazilian, Jane, what would you like to do? I don't know what that segue was, but
It's probably true. I will step up just behind Half Matt and say,
so polite.
I am on the same page as you. Hand-to-hand combat is so gauche. I do try to avoid it as much as possible. So I'm going to use my Reaper ability and mutter a prayer to the chained oblivion. Did I say that out loud?
Oh, shit.
It's a death domain.
And cast
Good
chill,
thing
You mean
I'm
Pelor,
distracted.
right?
chill touch. I believe 2 of them are right next to each other, and I'm able
They
to do
are. They're like
2
snuggling up to someone
Right.
there.
So 2 pale, deathly clawing hands spiral through the air towards them. And the first definitely connects. That's a 24 for the first. And the second is a 22. So,
Rolling well.
Yeah,
over
you're
here.
bringing the pain.
so the first.
So what? But hold tight there.
Yes, sir.
Oh wait. So the first one hits the alpha, who's on fire. Who's on. The second one, that plane sees it coming, teleports away. Re-roll. See if you can get it while it's moving.
Bad dog.
Yeah.
That is a 16.
Quick on. All right, you redirect. Your skeletal hand just goes in and sinks back and gives it the little.
All right, so the
Yeah,
first
that
one
sound.
gets a whopping 1 point of necrotic damage.
Is it the alpha?
Take that out.
Very,
That'll
very
teach you.
That's the
ghostly.
little probe, though.
Second one gets 5 points of necrotic damage.
You just bop it on the nose.
Yeah, booped it, yes.
Bad doggy,
Bad doggy, bad
doggy, a little necrotic chill goes up the alpha's spine, and the other one hits and whirls and kind of snarls at you, but looks back at tasty Salome. Salome? Right,
Salome.
Salome. Oh, there's like some sort of elven hyphen in there. Salome. All right.
And I will use the rest of my movement
What'd
to
you
back away from Half Mat. Never go Half Mat.
Uh,
Towards the exit, back towards the remains that we left behind. And that's the end of my turn.
oh, thank you, Jane. Thurman,
Oh my.
you're alive. You did it.
Oh my. Oh my. Well, I'm horrified at this use of necromantic magic. With all the monsters,
too.
I think it's fair to say that I'm barely refrained from being panicked. And I think I pray. I'm gonna, oh, Pelor, I repent. I am so sorry I snuck out of the temple to see that Guar concert. Please forgive me and take me back and maybe send me a cure critical. Okay.
You're praying for
I'm
healing?
praying. I'm praying for divine intervention.
And, well,
In the first encounter.
whilst confessing to attending a Guar concert instead of church.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, give me a, what do you give me some religion?
Is that prayer
yeah.
damage?
Give me a,
Hey, I do have
Give me
+4 in
religion, yeah.
religion. It was
me-
foreordained.
let's see it,
Yeah, okay. It's a D20. May I use your
You may,
box?
of course.
All right. Excellent.
Your
my
prayers
other
fall
options?
upon deaf ears.
Get wrecked, my son.
Would you like to do anything else, Thurman?
How about a witch bolt?
Woo! At the alpha or the one that's on you?
Well, how many of these have we killed?
There's none. There's one.
All still standing.
Who's the one that he attacked?
The alpha might be in a little bit of
try to
what we
finish
call
it
pain.
off, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Which pulled away?
yeah, so I witch bolt.
All right, so
what
go
do
ahead and roll.
Oh, that
roll,
bolt.
roll this again? All right. Sorry, I haven't. If I accidentally hit one of our party members,
It seems the gods have answered your prayer. Your witch bolt does a full U-turn. It goes right after the non-believer. Yeah. Divine punishment is headed your way, Jane.
Oh gosh, I'm so sorry.
That's terrible.
It's a D12, right?
You have a D12 lightning damage.
Pity.
Oh,
10.
Oh! As you're slinking back towards the remains, you feel divine justice smack you beside the face.
Oh, good. And I think that this is the end, and I sort of go off as if I'm dying. And next melee round, I'll figure out that I haven't died yet.
All right, Dwarven,
Jane will remember
how are we
that.
gonna finish out this round of combat? What do you have for us? So you're still on the back of Salome?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there a hound nearby?
Yeah, the alpha is sitting there. It's been getting all
I
sorts
take my hand, my maul, and I reach over, and I whack one of them.
Oh, harder. That wasn't much.
Don't break anything. Don't break anything. That's Joe's job. We got one person. That's one job.
I need to get this in the suitcase.
Just get that card out. All right, and you get 2 attacks, right? You're a badass fighter.
Yes.
Yeah, bring all the hammers down. All of
Famous
them.
gnome fighter.
Yeah.
16. That's a hit. Right.
Give me the other
Oh,
one too.
you
Give me the
get
other
more
one
than
too.
that. You've got,
Plus 8.
that's 24.
Oh, you totally
Yes. Yes.
One more time.
So excited for his excitement.
Bring the pain. Does that count as a net one?
Thank you. So it was on that 17. 7
15's gonna be hit too.
plus 8.
15 is hit. All right. You're literally bringing the hammer down
46.
from the shoulder.
6 sided
4.
plus 5.
Roll 4.
Oh, 4.
Yeah.
Oh, roll them all at once. Turn it
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Bring them all. Bring them all.
Oh, yeah.
10, 15, 17 plus 5.
10. Plus 10.
Oh,
Because it's double.
So 17.
There's a lot of numbers.
27.
Woo!
27.
So
I would like to lean into it like this.
Salome leans into it. You swoop your hammer down, smash the alpha on the uppercut under the chin. It goes flying up into the air. You bring your hammer down right on its head, shatter its head. Its brains and gore goes flying everywhere, splattering all over in the polished. The beast is pulverized and slain. Dwarven is victorious. Dwarven! All right, that was one round of combat. All right, let's go home. All right. What do you want to do, Salome?
Oh, because there's like 2 more still.
Turns
right?
out there's 2 more of these things. They're not quite as
okay.
big as the alpha. But they smell delicious.
Which one died? So is it this one right here that died?
Oh yeah, get that thing out of here. But it's very fragile. It's right.
I'm not going to throw
The middle one, the one run between you and Polished McGee. Yeah.
Okay.
No longer polished.
So
no.
this is what I want
Slightly
to do.
soiled.
So I know it's going to blink out, right? So I take out my whip,
Yes.
right? And so I
James
get
taking
2
note.
moves. And what I want to do is I know it's going to move away from me. So I want to keep an eye out to where it's going to go. So when it moves, I want to whip it, pull it, and claw it.
Oh hells yeah!
Yeah.
I like this plan.
Okay. But can it? All right. So, whip. That's a 4.
I'm pretty sure the rule is if it doesn't land in the wormwood tray, you get to roll it again. It's like,
That's a 19.
That's the wormwood rule. Only with wormwood though. It's like,
So 19.
all right, that's a whip and a half. Give it to me.
And that is a 14 plus 6. So that's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Dirty
It's
20.
Best kind. Best kind.
All right,
All
so
You lash your whip around its neck. You pull it over to you. You grab it by the jugular. You hold it for.
so that's 8 damage total.
All right, and you're holding it. You're holding it there by the neck, right conveniently by Dwarven, who's still on your back.
like this.
The old alley-oop.
Yeah.
All right. Unfortunately, it's the Blink Dog's turn. So she grabs this thing, rips it over. Suddenly, there's a giant snarling. And this thing is at least, wait, you're 2 feet? This thing's like 3 times your size. I don't know how she's even lifting it. It's miraculous.
Help!
You're so little and so wily. It's snapping at you. It grabs your hat right off your head. It stares at his son.
Oh, thank God. Get rid of that thing.
Somebody's got a mending cantrip, I'm sure, right? No mending? No, you only break things?
Oh,
No, you don't have mending
no,
either.
I
Sorry.
don't. No.
The other one charges forward towards you.
Bring it. I can take it.
Hits you. What kind of armor you got?
19.
No,
What kind of armor I'm wearing?
Oh,
for-
what is it?
For him,
It's plate, right?
it's
Gleaming,
full
beautiful
plate, yeah.
Good.
Once again,
Draconic.
also was well polished, but now it's just covered in Blink Dog Crimson.
Ding! Ricochet off your plate. And then poof. Wait, give me the sound, Liam. It poofs out over here.
It poops out.
Poof. Disappeared. All right. What we got over.
Did it poop out?
No, it didn't poop yet.
All right, so I'm glancing over and seeing that they're currently kind of focused on this one.
I think you've got that.
And I kind of wipe some of the blood out of my eyes. Oh, God, I hate this. Grab my blade. I'm going to go ahead and attempt to climb up onto the precipice next to where that other dog
Sure.
Yes.
and then go ahead and join him to the side and rush forward.
Foul beast! Join the rest of the compost of this forest!
And just do a double swinging swipe with my greatsword towards it.
Sanakare!
That is a 17.
Hit.
Alrighty. This one I will also smite again, because that's
You
what
only have
you
one
do.
setting. You set on smite nonstop.
Exactly. It's 12, 16. It's 20 points of damage for the first strike.
You can see your what's on your phone.
Oh, is it?
Go get him!
Is he like on Facebook with you? Get any good messages? Anybody? What do the fans think? Are they-
Yeah. How's the chat? Not
Send
good.
pics. Send pics.
More sorcery, more sorcery.
There you go. 22 for the other attack.
Woo! All right, so you lunge up. Slice the dog in twain, thrain, quatain, all sorts of. It's just sliced, it's diced, it's every which way. There's you know what? Not a drop of blood spilled. There's clean. We keep things. Oh, look at this little guy. That's like the kind of pet you'd have in real life.
Probably.
Yeah. Just saying. Wait, there's still one more. Wait, how do we?
Still one more. They're holding it.
One more. All right.
We're good here. Keep it going. Arson!
Arson.
Kill it!
Oh.
No pressure.
Target is over here.
Yeah. Well, man, that other one's gone. This one's kind of.
It's right here.
I'm gonna be meta for a second.
All right, I'm gonna
Over here.
pop up on the wall.
Well, we removed. There's a roof there. You got to get out before they. See, look, watch this. We have props. See, look at this. Sits here.
Oh,
Check that out.
here.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's
The
removable.
forest
right?
is
So
on
you can-
top of the cave.
Yeah, way to go. There's a little. All right. So then when you get in for, where is it? There you go. So when you get in for, so this is the cave goes right in there. When you get out of Caverns Deep, you get to this, and then you can remove it. And then this also works as wonderful scatter terrain on one of your battle mats.
Yeah.
All right, let
It'll be
me,
available for separate purchase.
Can I hold it, please? Thank you.
I'd like to move up into
Be careful of the trees. They're a little prototype.
Moving up into the mouth.
They're modular.
I'll move up into the mouth.
Yep.
And then the mouth. And I'm going to like
5, 10, 15, 20.
You gotta count.
I'm gonna place something.
You're petting the tree.
20. I'm gonna place a fireball right against this rock so that it gets caught in that radius.
So like one of your
here.
small
so
spells.
it doesn't
Hit the brightly toothed friend.
Wait, so you're gonna try and place your fireball just perfectly so that you just hit the dog that she's holding, but
man.
not anybody next
I
to you?
have so much fur. I am very flammable.
Brazilians for
everyone.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Okay, great.
This is a very precise. This is a very precise
This is
shot
a
here.
very
We gotta,
precise. Yeah. Do I just?
Why don't you give me an Arcana check to see if you can nail the? See if you can nail. I mean, this,
Do we
she's
get to
literally
lean
holding
her
the thing.
one
You
way or
have to have
another?
like precision inches of precision.
If
You
I
have
if
this?
I lock eyes with her first,
You get advantage.
I get advantage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anytime anyone locks eyes with Satine, they get advantage. It's like, I mean, that's a known fact of the universe.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
It went from a nat 20 to a 3.
I know it did. It was not a nat 20. So
What's the other one? That was decent.
it's not that great. It's gonna be a 9.
All right, so.
Can I assist?
I think you already did.
You've done enough
I did,
assistance
I
at this
did.
point. You're like, so let's do some damage here. What are we?
Call him the
What are we
surgeon.
talking? Huh? Maybe this is the time to roll high. What do you- There's a lot of 6-sided dice in that tray. There.
There is. Yeah.
A couple of ones, couple of
Pretty
sixes.
good.
We get, you guys are going to do more damage to yourselves.
27. 27.
All right. This huge, beautiful burst of fire. It's like a nova that just starts slow. Goes out. There's flash. Everyone is blinded for a moment. It's just dazzling, beautiful fire. It's dancing. It's like it was sculpted by masters, craftsmen at Dwarven Forge. And the fire, your eyes close, and you just see Salome standing there holding a blackened skeleton of a dog. Eyebrows gone, fur all singed, steam coming over everything. Dwarven unharmed, he's right off the back, but Salome, you got a face full of fire.
Can I
so-
be like a magnificent elf underneath with all the hair?
It's like a
Perfect skin.
It's kind of, my wife works in skin, so she does these really elaborate facials with acid and stuff. It's just like that. The skin peels off, and you have this
peel.
amazing, beautiful,
It's just
the
a peel.
high-end exfoliating, like,
People pay a lot of gold for that.
it's like a Fraxel laser thing.
You look
just
like Mr. Goodbody now.
In fact, you've got like your charisma's up for like +2 for the next like 10 minutes.
But my
You're
shame,
like
my
beautiful.
shame is real.
But your shame is
It's endearing.
Father will take care of it. All right, Jane, talk to us.
Oh, is this?
Oh wait,
still,
they're all dead.
Is good.
Oh, in fact, what you're holding there, there's a strange iron collar is all that's left. You're clutching an iron collar.
I turn around and I
It's
throw
not
it at
iron.
the sorcerer.
I mage hand it
Yeah.
and I put it on.
You sure? So
Oh no.
It's more interesting dramatically.
I'm not saying I disapprove. I
I
love
didn't
it.
cut my hand off or anything.
so as you grab it, you
Finger
notice,
discount, dude.
You find a sandwich in the tunnel. I eat it.
Is that a magic sandwich?
as you're locking it around your muscular neck, you notice that this isn't iron. This is some sort of strange metal. It's dark. It's cold. It looks like you're a super ass wizard. It's sorry Grayson, I used bad language.
More of like an X-Man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, precise. It's this is fell steel. It's metal straight from the Shadowfell.
Oh.
It's dripping with necrotic nastiness.
Oh, no.
And you also sense like there's an unseelie aura about it.
Does it come on?
And you notice as you're stepping on, there's like it looks like there's almost like little teeth or spikes on the inside. It's really.
This doesn't look good.
It looks really cool.
It looks cool,
It looks
right?
really
But it
cool.
looks
Like,
cool.
You are like, yeah. When you walk into that tavern, the wenches forget about it. Like,
Oh,
you know.
when I go to the rave tonight,
Dude, yeah, forget about
on,
it.
yeah.
If you ever make it.
Fashion.
If I make
So
it
it, and of course, it immediately locks around your neck and seals closed, and there's like a flash of dark magic, and you feel great.
You feel great.
All right, so woo! You're ready for this rave.
Of course.
All right, so
Meanwhile,
your spider sense is tingling.
I'm not paying attention to that. I'm more concerned about recovering the scales that were torn from my beautiful, polished face.
You gather up your scales.
And go over to Father and be like, "Dear God! I'll handle that." And I go ahead and I'll use a level 2 cure wounds on him.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh.
So
You're going to go far, son.
Anybody else want to do anything?
I would like to cry and put the mud on my face to cover up my shame.
Okay, you.
Oh no.
I am hairless.
But you're beautiful on the inside. I mean, we've seen your inside now. We're like, and tear off the thing.
And for the record, I do release the witch bolt. You know it. From, yeah.
Oh, that's right. It was still.
Yeah.
I mean, you drop your concentration.
Not to be a rule stickler, you know, but I'm old school, right?
Yeah,
you know.
We're all checking stuff as you're in the corner. It's like,
Yeah.
Anyone going to do anything about this?
Either repent or give me a heal. Oh wait, never mind. Oberon's got it.
My bad. It was
Laying on the
the
ground.
gods. It wasn't you. It was the gods.
Yeah. No,
It was
wasn't
divine
me.
will.
Yeah,
Clearly.
I aimed that way.
Yeah. Totally. I saw it. I
Yeah.
don't know if anybody else did, but I.
Yeah.
I'm not really liking how this day is going. So
I think this day is wonderful.
Jane is standing over the corpse that we passed by, and she slices a little bit of blood out of her thumb and drips it on the corpse and mutters a few words and
Clearly some sort of nice.
brings the
prayer.
bastard to life. So I now have a pet skeleton. Or zombie, depending on, is it bones or flesh or what?
Well,
we
one
found
is,
there?
she's got ones of bones, and there's one of flesh. The alpha is still, could be fleshy.
Oh, but wasn't there a person on the way in?
I
Oh,
ate
it's
part
just
of its
bones.
You
leg.
ate part of it.
I was gnawing on it.
Well, I'll go for the remains of that. Maybe he'll be slower than normal. And bring the humanoid, whatever it was, to unlife.
I object. The god Palor does not approve. No. This is most irregular.
I minor illusion your dog.
It's a humanoid.
But
right?
I-
you don't want to
oh,
do
it's a
a dog?
It's a limping dead person.
Why don't you do the dog? Because I have a mini for it.
Does anybody else here care that somebody's casting necromancy spell?
No, all right. We're just trying to get a job done.
All right, you're
I have
lurching.
a spiked dog collar on. My eyes light up with flames.
I'm like trying to put the scale back on my face and it keeps falling. I'm like, oh.
I grabbed some mud and I just kind of like, as glue.
I'll
on.
take it, thank you. Wait, what's that about necromancy?
It's fine. It's
I
fine.
was going to see and go, ah! Grab my blade and go charging towards it.
Yes.
I was using that.
The undead is upon us.
Yeah, it's 19.
Sanakare slices the thing. Bones go flying in every direction.
Well,
your one-armed minion is like.
You're safe. That was very close, friend.
Did you see it? There was vile magic in that cave. It was,
We must beware. Undead magic is afoot. You can thank me later.
Jane turns to the side, breaking the fourth wall, and says, "Well, that's one third-level slot gone."
So, we before you. This is why these guys don't get to play together.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a problem.
can you imagine having this guy as a player in your game?
It's the worst.
Yeah, I'm a dick.
In the back.
I
purple
would like to
hair.
help the story along and turn to Dwarven and say, Dwarven,
Dwarven.
Dwarven,
I thought it was a no.
will you scout ahead for us? I take him.
She tossed me!
It's the speedball special, you know. And so
That
how
way,
far
into the
how far can you
forest.
throw him? Was there,
Can I throw him this far?
Matt, how far can she throw him? Do you think?
What's your strength score?
Into the darkness.
Like 120 feet at least.
Yeah, at least.
All right, well, so there's good news and bad news. The good news is you throw him no problem. The bad news is before you there is a 40-foot high wall of thorns. That is, can you get it closer to this thing? So it's this beautiful. Where's that camera? Right, this beautiful 40-foot high. Oh, it's not focusing on that. Well, it's this beautiful 40-foot high wall of thorns. The thick brambles. And there, of course, The thorns are covered with the thorns are like 2 inches long and they're dripping with some sort of venom or poison.
I'm gonna
So-
roll for it.
No, you can't miss it. It's a 40-foot wall. You definitely hit it. It's like,
I'm so excited for this whole room and people on the internet to watch us like TPK ourselves. This is going to be amazing.
we're supposed to reveal this stuff. What are you guys doing?
Revealing it with our faces.
We're revealing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's very revealing.
We'll be dead long before we ever get to this quadrant of the map.
What do you say, Dwarven?
Dwarven. Dwarven, give me an acrobatics. Let's see if you can do some gnomish ninja moves here. We got.
Yeah, be acrobatic when the best idea is just to stay
I mean, I don't know how you're gonna be acrobatic with a 40-foot
I
wall
have
of poison
+2.
thorns, but let's see what happens.
+2 on acrobatic.
Yes!
17 +2, 19.
So, Dwarven, you're sailing through the air in attack position. You see this sort of hammer. You realize it is a giant wall of thorns straight ahead. You drop place your hammer forward. You bury your hammer all the way up to hilt. Whoop. A thorn stops just a millimeter. We use millimeters in sculpting. Just a millimeter from your finger, and it stops. And you're hanging there about 15 feet up on the wall of thorns by your hammer. What would the rest of you like to do?
What do you see?
Anybody else have any bright ideas?
Nothing to see here.
Well,
Move up to the wall.
yeah.
I will cast fly spell.
Show off.
Fly up
I broke it.
Well, you know,
and try and gently retrieve the dwarven.
the Dwarven.
The
We even
dwarven
have
gnome.
this, courtesy of our friends at Adkison Shield, we have this custom little plate stand for you. Yeah.
Is that me?
I'm killing everybody.
I'm floating.
Thank you, Adkison Shield.
Will I get in trouble if I take off my badge?
Oh, dude, you might get kicked out of here.
Excuse me.
You better find out how to run this
Where's
thing.
the thorns?
Stuck.
Right along there, that
So
wall.
stuck. There.
It's a. Don't go too far. Don't.
Just put me up on,
Oh.
I guess, thing, but I can't really see here.
Not that close.
Is that, where is he at? Am I in the right area? I can't really see.
Yeah.
So, as you approach, you're pulling out the gnome out
Yeah.
of the wall, and you hear a sound. You know the 5 minutes you spent in church. You're no stranger to rites and rituals and life,
Yeah.
and you hear
Yeah.
a sound that is unmistakable as some sort of magical ritual. But clearly, this is not the sort of ritual you heard in church. This is a dark, foul rites
I
of some sort of
immediately
evil.
look
You
at
hear-
Jane and make sure she's not the one doing it.
She may be a ventriloquist, but I don't know.
You would never know.
So you definitely
Oh,
hear the
wow.
sounds of some sort of terrible magic incantations and the like on the other side of this wall of thorns.
I will mention that to my comrades, meaning him.
And all these.
Sure about the rest of them.
Thurman, what do your elvish eyes tell you?
The gnome's probably just a child. It's okay, but yeah.
I'm the great killer of trolls.
Yeah. Well,
Bring the hammer down.
and I'm going to try and get his hammer out of there too.
You
That's my hammer.
extricate the hammer, you extricate the
My
gnome, you
hammer.
drop them down, you hear these terrible sounds. You're looking at this insurmountable wall of thorns. And suddenly you hear a voice. Behold! What? That's strange. Poof! There's a puff of rainbow smoke. You see, there's a thin man with a little soul patch and spectacles and wild eyes and crazy fingers in long robes and bony fingers. And he speaks. You realize this could be none other than the legendary Zaltar. Behold, what do we have here? It appears there are a bunch of adventurers at an impasse. Oh, how inconvenient. Luckily for you, the Prince of Phantasm, Master of Illusion, Keeper of the Crypts, Zaltar is here. Please, no need to bow down. Yes, very well. Do you have any greetings for Zaltar?
Well, he's a bit much.
We're going to fly.
Yeah, you can say that again.
Out of a poof, there's a little red imp with a mohawk appears over his shoulder. Clearly his ill-familiar doom. Yes! Master is always over the top!
Kill it!
Okay,
What do you do?
I'll fly towards it with the gnome. Go ahead.
Wait, no! Hold your blows. I have information that is greatly valued to you. Dare
second
you
thoughts?
parley with Zalta, the Prince of Phantasm?
If I've learned one thing in my adventures,
It is that I am magnificent.
if I've learned two things in my adventures, that you are magnificent and strange-hatted men do not give information for free. What do you ask of us, Zoltar?
Oh, they're on to you, Master. This one's sharp. You better not talk to him.
Ah, who else wants to talk to me? This is what I know. Mercer the Magnificent stands on the other side of this wall of thorns, and I want him.
Go ahead, tell.
He is claimed to be the greatest master of dungeons in other lands, but I, Zaltar, am the keeper of the crypt. I am the only master of dungeons. I must have him. So, I will let you pass, should you bring him to me. Ah, great deal, right?
Yeah, it's a fantastic deal. You better take it. He's a terrible negotiator.
I mean, I'm good with it.
Silence!
Kill him.
Bring him what? I missed him there.
His. I believe you are here searching the infamous court jester.
Yeah,
Mercer the Magnificent.
Mercer.
that's right.
I have a few things I would like to do to him. I mean, with him, we'll play a game or something.
I would
No,
like.
this is.
We must regroup. We must regroup.
You're just digging yourself deeper.
I cast zone
Yeah,
of,
you better stop talking, Master. Shut up. They're gonna give him to you.
cast zone of no judgment. It's fine.
Gentlemen, we must discuss this before we agree to any terms.
But wait, there's more. There is always more. Where Zaltar goes, there is drama, there is excitement and surprises. And the surprise I have for you, should I tell you?
Come on, Master. We gotta get this moving us along. We only have an hour. Come on.
Very well. For the sake of time, I will tell you this. A very foul creature lurks on the other side of this wall of thorns. She is vile. She is hideous. She is ugly. She is Grimona the Frigid. Oh, a hideous beast.
Yeah, he totally hooked up with her.
Silence, minion! She's ensorcelled me with her illusions. Do not ask how the Prince of Phantasm was out illusioned. It is not important. What is important is you kill that witch.
I don't
And bring
eat
him in.
witches, just so you know.
Nobody does.
Very sour.
Who's hiring
All right,
us
talk
for
amongst
this job?
yourselves.
Who
I
are we
will wait over
supposed
here
to-
looking fabulous.
The king, I believe.
King, yeah, the king. Wants his favorite
no.
jester.
A surprise attack!
Whoa, Master, he almost got you with that one. He's a wily one. Look out.
As a very discerning seeker of truth,
Yes.
looking over his eyes and his expressions, do I sense and trust that he means no ill will towards this Mercer the Magnificent?
You think he's a lunatic? and he
Oh, he
you
works
know,
with Taylor too?
he clearly has ill intentions.
Don't trust him.
So if we say yes,
Oh,
let us
what is this?
pass.
I hear sounds of torment on the other side of this wall. Oh, perhaps Mercer will not last very long.
He just lets us pass if we say yes.
Arson, you're used to burning things. How flammable do you think this wall might be?
Ah, you fools! It is Feywild magic. You'll never get through unless you deal with me.
Can we just fly?
Yeah, haha. This is a forced role-playing tablet.
Can we just
Silence, minion! You're breaking the fourth wall.
Can we just fly over it? Can we just keep flying like over?
You could, yeah. Don't you dare!
Oh, I dare.
You brought Zaltar to his knees.
I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna carry the gnome and drop him off on the other side.
Onward.
Okay.
Are you gonna ferry everybody over the wall?
Yeah, and then fly back with someone else. Fly back with
As he does that, we all just make prolonged silent eye contact with Zoltar.
His
Very well. If nobody wants to role play with me, I'll be in my trailer. Your romantic entanglements are your own.
Told ya!
Okay.
We suggest.
Very well! Poof! There's a flash of rainbow smoke as Altar disappears.
Yeah, we suggest a new deal.
We got him.
We pass through.
Okay.
Period.
That's the deal. He's gone.
I appreciate your bluntness.
He's
Well
flying
done.
you over. Do you want to let him ferry you over? Or you got another plan?
If that works, then that's fine.
Yeah, I trust him.
I cast
All right.
false life at second level on myself.
Reveal.
Where the D4. All right, so on the other side of the wall is a dangerously unstable prototype collection.
Oh my goodness! Look,
We will get that one.
Whoa.
Cool.
oh my God.
Whoa, we got some. All right, and wait for it, wait for it. We have, thanks to our friends at Real Game Effects, we have
More fog.
and let there be magic.
Light.
And wait, there is more.
Where'd you get these trees? They look awesome.
Yeah, I don't know. Some guy on the side of the road was selling these things. They seem pretty
Where
cool.
could I get some of these?
Oh, funny you should ask. There happens to be a Kickstarter going on right now.
Oh, really?
Kickstarter.com/JordanForge.
Green
Just
light.
saying.
That is sickle plus fog.
So there's a.
Ooh, blue
You see,
light.
there's-
The blue light. The blue light. Green light.
So in the distance, you see a huge, a massive tree. It looks just like this. Holy moly! What you see is what you get. It's here. So there's a massive tree upon an escarpment with. It's not very normal. There's a whole bunch of light and smoke pouring out of said tree, and in front of it there is a wretched creature, some sort of withered old hag that looks like she's made of nothing but misery and torment and Zaltar's tears. And in front of her, on this altar, there is a poor, wretched soul with long hair and a vest that is chained.
Who could it be?
It's a weird coincidence. So there, Mercer the Magnificent, who is now in tatters, his beautiful jester's garb is no more. He is lying upon this table, and you see her cackling, chanting terrible incantations, and the like, and you see the essence is pouring out of his chest. His essence is pouring into this tree.
It's a little gnat. It is. It's like a little gnat.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's
That's
a
just a
little
random.
gnat. It's a gnat
That's just a
mini. It's a
random.
little
That's just a random villager who was
mini.
captured. I don't know.
He's chained up. Someone ripped his pants.
I don't know what you're talking about. That's just like a random miniature we found.
Underslept,
It's like
muttering
Nat
dialogue to
as
himself.
Huckleberry Finn. is what that
It's
We must save him.
it's good. And it
Gorgeous.
smells like cotton candy and head and shoulders too. It's the strangest coincidence. All right, so so she is quite some distance from her to you, and you don't think she sees you yet. She's cackling over his corpse, siphoning his energies. Clearly, she's pulling out his powers of ensorcement, of enthrallment upon the masses, and channeling them into this giant tree. Up to no good. What do you want to do?
Please, go for it. I was going to say just quietly approach and do divine sense to see if I sense any sort of fiendish nature to this cackling witch-type woman.
You can tell from here that she is nothing but evil. Like, you don't even need to turn it. You don't need, like.
We're over the wall
You
now?
can.
Like
Yeah,
bottom ferried over the wall.
throw your minis over there.
ferried?
We got terrain. And you know what? If these trees are on their way, they're modular.
I try
We
not
can
to
pull
get
them
any,
out.
try not to get any gore on you while I'm carrying you across.
Oh, you're hiding.
Yeah.
I'm going full cover right up.
Yeah.
All right, so you're over.
Yeah.
Where would you like to be? Right in here somewhere?
Oh, that's so cool.
In the gumdrop?
Yeah,
first?
yeah. Keeping an eye on Jane, wherever that
And
would
this is
be.
your guys, right? Your little.
Going to slowly try and make my way up.
The best thing ever.
Stop. 3 to 5.
Like.
You are. Satine, where do you want to be?
What I would like to do
I'm
is
on her back.
get down so Dwarven can get on my back and then run basically 80 feet.
And if you need to change elevation, we got different heights for you.
But also behind a tree. And
Behind
stealth.
a tree. Behind a.
So I can move 80 feet.
which 80 feet?
Let me see here.
That and up. So
The Stefanos
as
covered
close
in-
as I can get, plus upwards.
So like, you want to get up to here?
Probably into this tree.
Into the tree?
Yeah.
In the tree. She's in the tree.
With
Do we get to
dwarven.
put her in the tree?
So we have miniature stands for the trees, but we haven't made them yet.
Are you
Literally.
serious?
Well, we're like literally painting till what 1 a.m. to get these.
No,
we're
that's
not quite there
cool.
yet. But
That's
we have,
the coolest
well, they're
thing.
modular trees, so they come apart, so you can change the heights and the sizes and whatever, and then you can put a stand in there if you want to get in the trees like you want to do and whatever. But we're just not quite there yet. But they will be by the pledge manager, so don't sweat it.
Okay, great. As everyone's kind of moving in a position, I'm gonna throw a fireball right there.
So as you're, so as
Waste
you're,
no time. I love it.
Everyone's moving in a position. I'm
So as
getting
you're
cover.
tromping through the woods in your plate mail and your
Well,
well,
I can throw it at 150 feet. I'm just saying.
the hag stops and turns.
I'm going over here so I can reach my miniature. That's the strategy behind that move.
Everybody,
It's a good sound strategy, I think.
Amazing.
While the costume change is happening and as the fireball is being cast, Jane casts spiritual weapon and oily black chains begin to writhe around her feet like serpents before the battle. Pay it no mind. It's perfectly safe and normal.
Salome just keeps looking back at you, curious.
the hag turns. Who dares enter my domain? Ow! How dare you trespass upon the dread hollow? You mortals will rue the day you mess with Grimona the Frigid! Be gone! She raises her staff, and a blast of blue magic energy streaks out, blows the top off of the stump. Whoa, it's removable.
Missed!
Blue energy starts to pour out of this thing, and whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Oh, wait.
What's happening?
Things are appearing. Things are appearing. Icy creatures out of the vile magic. Yeah. So these huge, these 7-foot-tall, blue-skinned, horned creatures. They look like some sort of unseelie, fey, huge horned, 7-foot-tall ice beasts. You've heard, well, clearly Dwarven, he's from Mithras, has heard legends of the Yorg, the great,
Hi, everybody.
unseelie of the hoarfrost. And so 2 massive warriors. They, you know how Arson goes to the gym? These guys have been like lapping him, right? They are just.
Well, he's a sorcerer, so
Yeah,
it's not really.
It's not a competition.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay, I mean,
But they're just. I'm just saying they're laughing.
very
So,
charismatic.
yeah, tons of charisma. These guys have none.
Yeah, okay.
So it evens it. Massive, huge, muscle-bound brutes wielding fell steel great swords and the like, and then appearing behind them, astride a massive Arctic phalanx. Nothing displaced about it. A six-legged feline with spiked tentacles and the like. Arctic phalanx. That's what we're calling it. Astride that is an even taller, an 8-foot-tall horned Jarl war chief with a huge great sword upon it. So they appear, their eyes crackling blue. You see blue energy from the stump is filling them with power and energy. And they stand, we're going to move that vile mushroom because I didn't realize how big these minis were. And what is your bidding, mistress? Kill! Kill them! Let's roll for initiative.
Oh my god.
Man.
We're all going to die.
These guys are fully healed and
I
stuff.
choose
right?
to go last.
By choice.
20.
No, or not. You're worse than I did.
Always last.
15.
All right, what do we got here? Where this family goes? All right, Salome is last by choice, clearly. Thurman is a 15. What do we got?
4.
Dwarven, what, 4?
4.
4, all right.
I'm with Dwarven on 4.
Who wants to
Serious?
go first between the two of you guys?
Together!
Bring the hammer down.
Who wants to go first, Oberon or Dwarven?
Dwarven.
Your choice.
I see the gleam in your eye. You go first.
Dude, he's got a gleam.
I can see.
Yeah, you're no stranger to gleam. They're polished and shiny. Jane, talk to me.
25.
Show off. Okay. Arson. Okay. And then let's get these the good guys rolling.
Oh,
All right. So we'll just stack them all up because you know.
Stat trackers.
Stat trackers. Thank you, Top Dog Games.
They work.
They're pretty
They work.
amazing, actually.
I use them.
I don't have to open a book. It's amazing.
I just like the stat trackers. They work.
They work.
It's just a great tagline.
You're right on them. They work. D&D.
Why beat around the bush?
Yeah. All right, so speaking of work, Jane, what are you going to do?
Oh, good lord. Well, as a bonus action, I'm going to move those chains slinking along past
Beautiful, happy chains.
O'Brien, the Dragonborn, like a snake. They'll be well on their way. And I'm going to move up to that same tree that he is at. Oh, I can do it myself.
Oh, and you're standing. You're standing near this crazy blue thing. This
am I dead?
No, it's. You're kind of enthralled. It's radiating dark, vile, evil magic like nobody's business. And if you're not mistaken, that is definitely empowering those blue-skinned dudes.
Right.
There's the Yorgrim. Right. You can feel the power. You kind of want to just be one with that evil stump. Just saying.
Let's put a pin in that. How close am I to the witch?
She's a hag. Come on.
Okay.
She's
Nice
right here.
lady.
Yeah, a very nice lady. She's one. Look at this. There's built-in squares hidden in the vegetation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, hidden in the roots. You don't understand how long these guys slaved trying to make the roots and the leaves form like little tiny grid squares, like 1,000 leaves individually sculpted. Like nobody does this. No flocking here. This is like.
Oh, the sculptors are in the audience, by the way.
Just saying. Just saying.
They're right
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
And we're gonna after the game at 1:30, we're doing a stream in the studio thing. They're gonna talk through all the sort of techniques. We got our painters and our sculptors are gonna talk through the creative process and what we're doing and how it works and why it's awesome and buy it. So
It works.
Joe can't even break it. I'm just saying. It's not a challenge. It's not a challenge.
Okay.
Okay. So I don't remember. You're how far do you want to shoot?
I
What's
want,
going on?
I want to try to blind the hag. So I will mutter a few words to the chained oblivion.
Yeah, you're 6 or 30 feet.
30 is
Right,
what
you're
it has
that's
to be.
you're the little friendly-looking dude
That's
with evil
me.
horns and stuff.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm here.
oh yeah, that's so.
She's
that's
here.
funny. You can do this.
DC is 14.
Is it whiz?
Constitution.
Come on, encyclopedia. I mean, Wikipedia. What do you got? Wait.
My eyes! They're like, I got readers! Where's my readers? You will pay for this! Yes, yes.
She's blind. It's a physical comedy thing. It's like, all right. So, jokes are good when you explain them.
That's it.
Okay, thank you, Jay. Thurvid, what would you like to do?
Okay, so
do this for 4 hours.
This thing got blown away, and now there's light coming out of is it like a
Not just like
like
this is evil.
evil?
It is necrotic. What don't you like? It's all of that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. But it's like like it's coming out of the tree
It's
somehow, right?
radiating it.
Like so. I
And
think
it's-
if
and
I
it's crackling
if I
over
could
to them, like tethering
co-
them.
cover up this light, maybe does that seem feasible? Like with a robe or something?
Maybe cover it up with like goodness or something.
Well, I don't have much of that, but no, I'm thinking to like try and cover it with
Well,
a robe.
you're no stranger to the arcane arts. It's going to take more than a robe to stop this magic.
Well, I have more clothes than just the robe. No, okay. I'm barking up the wrong tree, I can tell.
See what you did there? 7 days without a pun makes 1 week. Remember that.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. So, what are you going to do?
Is there a mechanic that's like a dispel magic? It's not listed as a spell. If you don't have
Is
a
there what?
dispel,
Dispel magic?
Is there like I don't have that as
It
a
would be
spell.
third level. Yeah,
It would
it's
be
not
a
there.
spell, and it's not
Oh, you
there,
have no
so
spell. There
is a
I
spell.
can't. I have spells, but
See, we have 2 Wikipedias.
I don't have anything that seems
That's a good
to
one
like
right
try
there.
and counter magic.
Might be really handy. If you had some magic you wanted
Destroy
to
the tree.
dispel.
Okay, fireball the tree.
Yes! Inanimate object, take it down!
But it's good fireball.
Yeah,
Yes, it's
Unlike
the wrath of
Superman.
Pelor.
Is there a bad kind?
Okay,
So roll
do I have to roll the hit or just roll that?
Just roll the hit. Roll the damage.
You
Okay.
can't miss that stump. It's literally
6th level, so
like,
4
what is that,
dice. 2.
Roll that twice.
almost 20 feet in diameter.
Okay.
And
Roll high.
6 and 5 is 11, and 19 and 7 is 26.
26 points of fire.
Fire explodes on some pieces of bark are flying. The arcane energy starts to get erratic, and you see the tether that's connecting to these guys is sort of flickering and getting erratic.
I fly into the middle of the tether. I try to like
are?
interpose myself. Yeah.
Okay.
But try to break the chain.
With your body.
Whatever it takes.
All right.
Yeah.
Martyrdom!
Whatever it takes.
So give me a con save
Okay.
for fun. Just,
Sure.
No reason.
Yeah.
Really. Just, I'm gonna start rolling damage
so
ahead of time.
+2 is a 5.
All right. So you cut the chain, connect it with your body, and you're blasted with necrotic energy, racks your very soul. You're, yeah, it's kind of tickled. You realize, there's a reason you left the church. It's calling you into the stump.
Hey, Lord. Hey, Lord.
You take 12 points of necrotic damage, and you're kind of stuck in this thing. It's buffeting you around. You might have a hard time getting out of there.
But hopefully I'm severing the connection.
It's drawing
maybe.
It's drawing you towards the stump like a tractor.
Oh, towards the stump, yeah. So he's still floating.
Still floating?
Yeah.
Just be drawing him towards it.
No friction. It's great when you're not yourself.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We can put you higher if you want.
Yeah. Let's go up here. It's more dramatic.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah.
All right. I can't read what it said. Oh, they're warning me. We have 30 minutes. Let's do this. Kill things. All right. Arson.
Fireball.
Can you kill some stuff?
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
I mean,
Fireball right at the front, but not.
But wait a second.
Not close to.
Who's that? Who's that
Mercer's
right
hair.
on the?
No. Like
You're
right in the
so
front.
good at targeting me.
I appreciate your conscientiousness.
Not to touch the hair.
To be fair, it is fire resistant, but continue.
All right. Let's
That jelly,
blasting
you
here.
washed it with jelly.
Exactly.
With jelly. The stuntman jelly.
Yep.
Luckily, you've got a good. You've got a good 6 feet.
6
No
inches or
problem. You
so.
can nail that one. You don't.
Cool.
So let's give me some
She's
damage.
blind also,
Who said that?
right?
Yeah, she can't see.
Okay. It's gotta help.
Jokes. We're gonna be doing them all day.
I love it.
Because we're funny.
Oh, man.
Somewhere in the forest, Smokey the Bear is crying from all the fireballs.
But it's an evil forest. I know.
I'm going to.
They get a.
I'm
they get
going
dex
to.
save
I'm
for
gonna.
half?
I'm gonna
Is it the,
empower. Reroll my 1s and 2s.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Up to my modifier, so I'll reroll 4 of these dice.
Nice.
Gonna change my luck here. That didn't go so well here. You
Joe,
can,
what have
you
you
can
done
only
to
use that.
anger-
You can only use that once. Is
Yes.
that right? Yeah.
Anger the dice guys.
Yeah.
You know, you should be rolling with Die Hard dice, and it would work out a lot better for you. Just throwing that out there.
Okay. 10, 20, 26. That's
Woo!
26, yeah.
We'll take it. All right. So the good news is your fire explodes in front of all these creatures of ice, and you see their eyes go wide in fear and agony. The flame engulfs them, and they start. Their very essence starts dripping away. You see there's like a light in their heart that's connected to this thing, and it starts beating erratically. They are just getting incinerated by this fire, screaming in pain. But you know what? They like it. What? They're pain. They like it. They're melting. They're dripping foul water all over the place. And the hag starts shrieking. She's getting a ball. This is going to be terrible. So their pain is just flying every which way. It was $26.
It's better when they don't like it,
Yeah, right?
personally.
Whenever it comes to
Where were you taking that? That was. I mean,
I forgot this. However, The war chief.
Yes.
You realize on the back of the Arctic phalanx, the Arctic phalanx has this like displacement aura around it, and he ripples out. You realize he wasn't where you thought he was standing, and he emerges unscathed. And he's looking at you. Fire bearer. All right. Oh, conveniently enough, look who goes next. Thank you, Stat Trackers. So, let's start with the
We're
little guys.
hiding in the tree.
Oh, you guys are on
We're
you're on the
like
back
hiding
again.
it and no one can see us.
You guys are essentially like Siamese twins, is what you're saying?
Removable.
Yeah, they have one giant trench coat that just encompasses them both.
Is someone trying to sneak in here and stuff?
Oh, you know what?
Meddling kids.
Sorry.
What else you got for me?
I have an elemental ability that gives me draconic sorcerers plus 5 fire damage that I didn't add, so it's actually 31. Sorry,
Nice.
31.
So-
Still technically sort of my turn.
Yeah. Technically.
Technically, sort of.
Arson's turn doesn't end until the Dragon Force stops playing.
And so, I just want Dragon Force to
Still
be
in the drum
behind me
solo.
all the time.
Exactly, yeah.
Power metal is my jam. All right, so the Orgrim warriors are burned and enraged. They leap off and they make. Oh, don't shoot.
And I'm the one that's going to break everything.
Just saying, you might have. So they leap down and charge towards you, the fire bearer.
Okay, I'm all the way back there.
Oh, well, that could be a long way to go.
Could be some appetites.
Oh, who's in the way? Jane?
No.
All right.
Oh, wait.
That's you, right? All right. So he stops. He's like, you know,
Hello.
wait. Yeah, let's do this. This is a modular tree. Let's just get it out of here. And wait till they're finished. They have these beautiful branches, and they're like, it's a work of art. All right.
Are you going to do like autumn twilight colored tree?
If we can raise like $1 bazillion, we could potentially do a second color scheme.
What do you need?
Like, yeah. We do something special for you. We'll talk after the thing.
Yeah.
Nina, get the credit card reader. Let's do it. Run it twice.
I'll give you the square footage of my dungeon. Just cover it all in tree.
Remember, he likes the pain. So.
Yeah.
All right, so Jane, you unfortunately are between this crazed Yorgrim and the fire bearer. So he's going to just take a few cheap shots at you.
No, let's get it on.
You didn't sound very enthusiastic.
No.
All right. First, he
really
swings
tell
with
when
his
she's
huge fell steel greatsword, swings, and you just daintily duck right under. And of course, while you're sitting there prim and proper, he swings back and catches you on the backswing.
Okay.
Of course. So you gotta go. You have 14 points of slashing and 6 points of cold.
Excellent.
So a total of 20?
Wow, math.
I will use as a reaction my channel divinity, Rebuke the Violent, as I'm right next to Jane and watch the strike swing upward, and I go, "No, Pelor, protect her!" Still believing that she's not this horrible thing. So he needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
You sense the good in everyone. There's still good somewhere under all those black chains.
It's about
and, like,
redemption with me.
20 human sacrifices. You know, she hasn't
That's
hit 24
sweet.
yet. It'll be okay. All right, failed the save.
So he takes
DC 14. You said
takes radiant damage equal to equal to the damage it just dealt. So it takes another 20 damage. Oath
right,
of Redemption.
Oh, I wouldn't know what that
So
is.
No, you would not.
see what he did there? I was like, jokes we'll be doing all day, or at least for 23 more minutes. Your radiant light blasts it back, staggers to the ground, and it collapses to the ground. But then the blue light flares and it lurches. It lurches back to its feet, the blue light crackling through. You feel it crackling through your body around.
Oh, I do. I do.
Oh, yeah. Deactivate the
I'm
tractor
feeling it.
Yeah. Gotta shut down the tractor beam quick.
Yeah.
That was number one. So number two, check this guy out. Let's see my character. This guy comes running. One, two. Sees what you've done to his companion, and comes charging to lock blades with you.
Come, show me what you've got. Show me what
Twin
you've got.
axes.
That's a lie! You're immediately regret my decision.
He slashes you, bearing, Sonakari.
Protect me!
And then, bam! He just gives you a good punch in the face. 12 points of bludgeoning and 4 points of cold. Meanwhile, on the Arctic phalanx, the Jarl here, he gallops his six-legged feline creature over to the back here. He hits the ground. There's a flash of like, it almost looks like fairy fire. A ring of sort of, you see these weird fey mushrooms appear. There, and he disappears from sight. Man, a lot of teleporting in this thing. And reappears.
Those are cool mushrooms.
Yeah.
Sweet shrooms.
We're the best sculptors in the world. This is how we roll. He appears
In another ring of mushrooms?
in another ring of mushrooms right behind you. Who is this? Who is this poor thing? Oh, this is the double stack over there.
Yeah.
All right. They're coming at you. So
Oh, we're up in the tree.
oh, you're in.
Yeah.
Well, luckily his phalanx has those really long tentacled barbed harpoon things. Oh yeah, look at those things.
Dwarven, shut up.
Yeah.
See us.
So you're holding on there, like just chilling in the tree. So your tentacles are coming flying at you.
Look out! Look out!
Where is he? All right. So luckily, Dwarven is your spotter on the back. He says, go left, go right, go left. There's the tentacles are hitting the tree, and each of your bark is flying off. But you're unharmed. And all right, Grimorna, the hag, still blind, starts reaching her way towards the table and finds the edge of the table and starts working her way towards the table until she puts her hand on the throat of Mercer the Magnificent.
No.
Not the voice. Not the voice.
Right on the vocal cords.
What's wrong with her?
It's terrible. That's all of them. Dwarven, what are you going to do? Dwoo.
What are we doing?
Yeah, with Dwarven the Destroyer.
Of course.
I'm still holding on to the
Yeah, in a tree. On the back of the ship. You're kind of right above the Jarl on the Arctic phalanx.
Kill the tree. Kill the blue tree.
I jumped down with my hammer.
From above!
I launched myself from her back with the hammer.
Yes.
Coming down.
Right on the the war chief.
Yes.
Yes. Bring the hammer.
Hit him twice.
Woo! And you got two
Plus
attacks. Give him both.
Oh man.
Where is he?
Oh, it's canted. It's canted. It's canted.
It's cocked.
Wait, where's the war chief? Oh, this is the
That's a natural 20.
Give me some damage.
Oh my goodness. So 66.
66. 1, 2, 3.
66.
Plus 10.
Plus 10.
9, 10, 11.
You get your double in there. You got 2 hits and 1 double.
Brings the hammer down.
Repeatedly.
15, 11, and 15.
11,
is what-
15, and 10.
10, 36.
Help me
All right.
out.
So you,
What is that, Hen?
36.
36.
Two.
Yeah!
so you leap down. You land on the phalanx has barding, right? It's got these horns and great. You land right on the spiked helm.
For
and start-
Valoria!
Start giving it to the Yorgrim war chief. You smash him in the chest once, twice, knock him clean off his mount. He feels your shame now. Remember when you transferred it over to him? He falls from his majestic mount. You hear ribs crack, and he's lying up. But now you're standing on the back of a bucking 6-legged Arctic phalanx with tentacles going all over the place. Couldn't get wild next turn. Oberyn, the Palished.
All right, so this guy's here up against me, right? Who just tapped me last round.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and.
Why don't we move the mushrooms?
All right, no worries.
Joe, you want to nibble these?
Yeah, man. I'm going to take a hit off this tree stump.
Oh man, I'm looking up and I'm seeing my friend being tethered in the air and his body being torn apart by the energy. But I also see this sweet moment as the war chief is on the ground, prone.
He's right behind you, prone. Like,
Don't worry about me.
Dermot, have you got this?
He's totally got it.
Don't worry about me, I'm good.
How many hit points do you have?
8.
All right, fine. You got this. I believe in you, buddy.
I believe too.
And I'm going to turn around. I'll take the attack of opportunity from that guy as I step over towards the war chief and attempt to just double strike down with my sword as he's on the ground.
Oh yeah, and you've got advantage. He's like doesn't know what's going to got the wind knocked out of him. He's like.
Alrighty, so the first strike, that's going to be a 20 to hit.
Woo.
And I'm going to go ahead and level 2 Divine Smite on that one.
Special power. Ye old divine smite.
So that's 14. Plus 3 plus 5, it's 19. Plus 3. All right, so it's 22 points of damage in the first strike. Wow. And then the second attack, it's going to be an 18 to hit.
Hit.
Alrighty, this one I'm out of spell slots. But that'll still be a 9 plus 3, 12 points of slashing damage.
Nice.
All right, you bring Sonakare. You bring it down. You plunge it through the creature's icy heart once, twice, thrice through down, and shatters its icy heart. It's shaking on your blade, but
Let there be no dawn for you.
Twist it.
it's shaking there. The blue light flares right through your body. You feel it again, and it lurches back, sliding up your blade, clawing towards you, like coming
Buddy?
back.
Thurman, buddy, you can do this.
You do feel as it's passing through you. Yeah. You feel like your essence of good is actually it's serving like restricting the flow of the darkness.
It's working.
You think it might be
working. It's working.
Keep at it, buddy. Absolutely.
Take that radiation.
I'm holding on.
I kind of cat crawl to the other side of the tree, so I'm looking at the hag.
Yes.
And I take out my crossbow and
One-handed while you're holding the.
yeah.
Because it looks cooler.
Okay, that's a 15 and a 16.
All right.
To her, yes, yeah.
Those are misses.
Darn it.
I also
I didn't put it up here.
rage. I rage.
Yes.
I'm so mad.
I hate missing.
So mad.
Where did she go? There she is.
She under there?
Yeah, rough 17. All right, so
And then I try to
crossbow
hide.
bolts with Pena, but she's blind. She has no idea what's going on. She doesn't even know that you missed, so no shame.
Okay.
Nobody saw that.
No.
I try to meld into the foliage.
Well, you're very good. Oh, this is foliage. You're knocking the tree over. Speak. Oh, this is one of
Take
them.
it
I am like 6'5" or something. It's just like.
It's
Jane,
just
what do
this
you wanna do?
large looming shifter with no fur.
Jane, what would you like to do?
Well, Jane's in a very bad place. On death's door herself, and she's not going
That's
to
where
do
she's most comfortable, isn't she?
any. Well, yes.
Let's be honest.
It's a trip. It's a trip. But I'm not going to do a lot of damage here, so instead I'm going to cast Command at level 2 on both of these two big chaps in front of me.
These fae creatures that are immune to charm. All right.
Wisdom DC 14.
Sounds like a good plan.
Oh, they're not.
Oh, did I say that loud?
Yeah. Go for it. Let it fail. Let it fail.
You get the sense, evil to evil. These fae are immune to charm.
Okay.
Maybe one of three things.
All right. Well, if you want to put that knowledge into her head, then instead I'm going to use my bonus action to make the spiritual chain.
Yes.
Circle on the ground, shoot up into the air, and then slam down into the one closest to Jane.
Right there?
Yeah.
Like a triple Lindy. Down.
That's right, sound effects, folks. They're still happening.
Analog. It was right there.
Damn right.
I had the battle bard set me up with all this audio thing. I couldn't get the box running. But we got analog sound effects.
That was a terrible roll. That was a 9. So the chain probably doesn't do diddly.
Go charge into the die.
Rolled a 9 on the attack with the chain.
It's in a crazy berserk state. It backhands the chain as it's coming down.
So that would be bonus action. So instead I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay.
So that is, oh, good, that's good, that's 11. All right, and I'm going to run.
Such a hero.
I will book it this way. risking attack of opportunity. And the tree goes down. And we'll see if I get anywhere.
Take it up.
We can take it. Let's
Take
do
it
the,
Take it. Yeah.
Good.
Modular.
well,
Modular.
getting there. Conceptually modular, pieces and pieces. All right, so this guy is definitely going to take his tag off because, you know, who doesn't like to hit a nice young lady in the back? 16.
Oh, yeah,
It's better when they don't enjoy it. No,
I was thinking it.
I can hear it. All right, you take 8 points of slashing and 4 points of cold.
That's like the coolest.
Hobbling away, though, still. Okay.
All right, Thurman, what do you want to do? You're caught in the chain of energy.
Yeah, yeah.
You can
So-
feel it fighting your goodness.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
But I feel like it is dampening this
You are.
evil
Yeah.
ray. So
As it's pulling you towards the core.
okay, so can I, using the power of the flight spell to
Yeah.
move, stay in the path because
Okay.
that's I'm doing
Yeah.
something effectual, which
Sort
is a rare sort of moment for me.
Pull back.
And but fight against it. I don't know. Can I? Is that too much distraction to cast a spell in
What do
this
you want to
situation?
cast?
Well, I got. There's still a live bad guy down there.
If you
Magic missile.
probably concentrate in, you could. I feel like if you concentrate all of your goodness into this thing, you might be able to actually disrupt the magic.
Oh
using all
yeah.
your arcane,
Yeah.
energy.
Right. Okay. What do I
Let's
do?
give
What
me
do I
an
roll?
Arcana-
Let's go.
Give me an Arcana check.
Arcana. Ooh. Thank you. Arcana. It's on here somewhere. I bet.
Number
Right there.
A.
Oh, there. Oh, +7. Okay. Oh. 1.
Buddy! What have you done to anger the gods of dice?
Yeah. Hard for you to
Pelor
cover that
doesn't
one up,
love
isn't
you.
it?
Are you there? So you concentrate all of your goodness, you have all of your prayers, all of your holiness into one place, whilst pulling back with your fly spell. The good news is, your goodness is stronger than this darkness.
Oh,
the
good.
bad news is the darkness is stronger than your flying spell. It sucks you. It sucks you into the stump.
Hey,
You, well, what does it sound like? There's a huge explosion. Blue light dissipates. These the Yorgrim.
Are you unhappy with your booth placement?
1300 would be better than 1301 next year. I'm just saying.
I'm more complaining with the maker of that die.
You get sucked into the stump explodes in a beautiful shower of holy light, and you feel martyrdom embrace you. The Yorgrim dissipate and vanish. The Yorgrim are immediately dissipate and vanish.
I turn around and look up for him. Good job, buddy. Buddy?
Buddy.
Buddy?
That's rough, buddy.
Put the cap back on. That guy's long gone. All right, Arson, what are you gonna do?
So they're all gone except for the hag.
Yes.
Okay, well,
Good math.
there's only one thing left to do.
Fireball your friends.
Fireball right on top of the. No, I'm gonna. I'll fire bolt. I think there's a little more,
Little delicate,
little more
like a
of a
surgeon.
delicate. But yeah. So with that, and we're gonna go. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Okay. 18.
That is a hit.
The hag.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do this. Come on, dice.
Big money.
13 points of fire.
Fire. Yes. So you blast with pinpoint accuracy. Fires your friend. Fires your jam. Right? Yeah. you blast the hag square in the back of the head. It's like a donkey punch of fire. Just Reaper. It's your style, right?
Wow. Coincidentally, was the name of my garage band. Donkey Punch of Fire.
It's catchy.
We were really big in the Pittsburgh college scene.
Well, we can leave those days behind. So you blast her fire engulfs her hair, it burns, clear off to a crisp. She's waving around and clearing her icy nature. She's melting inside. No! It burns! She can't see you, but she knows you are somewhere. She will say, but she lets go of Mercer's voice box. Yeah.
His silky
voice box.
She didn't even rip it out. She just.
And it sounded like she didn't like it either.
Yeah. She didn't like it. She's pissed. She turns and blindly faces all of you in terrible, terrible pain, staggering around. Oh, it's her turn. She holds her staff aloft and starts a terrible incantation and turns back around. Her eyes open, glowing, a vile green. She locks on to Mercer, and she turns around. She plunges her staff into his chest, into his heart, and says, you see she's summoning all of his energy of enthrallment and sorcement right into this tree. Her ritual is about to be completed. What are you going to do, Dwarven? You can see his form is shriveling away. His flesh is tearing off. His agent. His hair is starting to fall out. No! It's going. What are you going to do, Dwarven?
Run! Jumpity, jump!
Yes! No! All right, give me two hit.
19.
To hit.
And one more time.
Oh!
So we got that.
But it's a 19 first.
All right, so give me some damage on both of those.
At least there's nothing nearby that can be possibly heard.
Oh my God!
So you did 2 points of damage to her?
Triple ones.
8 plus 10.
Triple snake eyes. The gods of dice. Sassoon is
18.
18 on the hag?
Yeah.
And
Well,
what-
no, I'm sorry.
7.
7 on the hag.
Yeah.
And what about your other one? What do we got on that one?
I interrupt her, don't I?
Well, what do you get on the one? I want to hear about the. Let's get to the good stuff.
I go and I slip on the.
Now, give me the damage on the other one.
There's damage? On
On the one. Well, there might be an innocent bystander.
I'm a first edition. I don't know what's going on.
We just make it all up.
Oh my God.
Plus
That's
5, 11.
All right, so
Who do I hit?
you swing and as hard as you can. You.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. No. It's very slippery. Very slippery up here.
So you crack as hard as you can. You kneecap the hag, right? Shatter her kneecap. You slip on the bone fragments as you're bringing the second one down, and you drop your hammer right on the throat, on the voice box. Your two-handed sledgehammer. There's a sickening crash. If he could make a sound, he would. But silently cries out in pain and anguish as the days of the court jester may be numbered.
No!
You crushed his voice box.
No.
It was totally an accident, I'm sure.
Jesus.
What the hell, dude? What the hell?
What would you like to do?
I hear this tiny squeak.
Not even a squeak in the pond. It's just like,
Dungeon
a thousand
Master,
voices
save
crying
thyself.
out at
I
once.
turn and say,
Oops.
No! Save the jester!
You're so selfless. That's what I love about Paladins.
Help up here.
25,
Need help.
30. I'm going to use lay on hands. I'm going to reach forward from behind across the altar and look up into the sky, the darkened sky, and say, Dawn Father, look upon us with mercy. And I'm gonna pump 15 points of healing into Mercer.
Very meta.
This is very weirdly meta.
It's some weird coincidence.
This is what it's like when Matt lays hands on himself.
So holy light fills.
Never been better.
Covers Mercer's hair. His hair regrows around his head. His voice has been like,
Oh my God!
amazing. His skin is beautiful, and he makes a sound. What does it sound like?
Fully vocally supported.
Yes.
From the diaphragm. From the
His
diaphragm.
diaphragm wasn't injured. It was
From the
totally
diaphragm.
he's awake. So let me, what do you want to do?
And I jump, I
From the tree.
leap
You're a
out
leaper.
of the
You got
tree
the leap thing, right?
directly on this hag, and I
Yes!
just tear to the throat of this nasty creature.
crowded
But I
on
also can I like air charge? It's like
Sure.
a thing that I
Oh,
do
yeah, for
on
sure.
a bonus action,
That's
which
my
gives me
favorite
like a +5 on top of my like +1,000,000.
Are you making this up, or?
No, this is real. So I get a plus.
Welcome
I get a
to
+10 to the rolls.
Is that a 5th edition
So that's a
thing?
26 to hit on one of them,
total
and
miss.
a 19 to hit on
Okay,
another.
both are hit.
Sweet. Okay, so that's yeah. And then there's a T. Okay. That is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage straight to the throat
Pardon.
Total.
with my teeth.
All right. So you leap. The blind hag turns around. She felt something going between her legs. A healing light. Her kneecaps. And she turns around. She hears something. Boom! You hit her right.
And it knocks her,
land
like,
right
5
in the
feet.
face. You tear her. Jugular. Ah, delicious, unseelie blood dripping down her throat. Ah!
Twice.
Oh, what a world! What a world!
She's gurgling, and she dissipates into a spirit and gets sucked into the tree itself. And
No, you'll never defeat me!
the ground starts rumbling and shaking. You feel something terrible and unholy is about to emerge as their spirit goes into the spirit tree. And you'll have to find out in Kickstarter 6 what happens next. Thank you guys. Very quick thank you, Stefan. We have an enormous creative team that's been working really hard to make all of this stuff. We have Nina, Aaron, Toby, Eli, Michelle, Janet, Selena, Drew, Todd, Boris, Felipe, Hamster, and Alternate are our core creative team. Woo! Yeah. We have and Alexander and Jenna are our mercenary creative team. Because we need mercenaries.
Yeah!
We got our film team of Sauce, Dennis, and Lucas. We have our support team of Chuck and Johanna. We have our festival convention team here of Doug and Jim and Allie. Of course, the dreamers, the OG visionaries, Stefan and Jay, who breathed life into Dwarven Forge and made it reality. We have our amazing affiliates, the gentlemen at Die Hard Dice, Real Game Effects, who make these little mini foggers.
Yes.
Wormwood, the wonderful craftsmen who make this stuff. Top Dog Games who make these stat trackers. Axe and Shield who make our risers. All these cool things that make our games that much more fun. And most importantly, we have you guys, the fans, the Kickstarter baggers, the people who let us continue to do what we love. Throw this passion on the table. Share this joy with the world. We couldn't do it without you guys. Thank you. And the Dwarven Army is unstoppable. Every year you bring it. Thank you, Dwarven Army, for making another Kickstarter possible. Kickstarter 6, jump in. You can buy all this stuff and have fun with us.
All right.
And thank you guys, our players. We have Liam, we have Matt, we have Peter, we have Satine. I can't get her name. Satine, we have Stefan, and some guy who Joe.
And Nate, the Dungeon Master.
Hey!
great convention! Woo!